does come with the base. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm pretty proud of that. These are like £200 normally. Erling Haaland fan page.
Being dragged off the sofa.
Not Facebook Marketplace.
You can cut it.
It fits perfectly. It's exciting when you get a burst of motivation. It's been tricky for the last few weeks to have any motivation. Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. Today is a new week, but last night we were up until 4 AM watching the England game. By the time this goes out, spoilers will have been gone. So if you haven't seen it, turn off now, but England won against Mexico, which was quite unexpected. Not really a football gal normally, but obviously when it comes to the World Cup, it's quite a big deal. If you've got any Americans here, let me know what you think of the World Cup, because obviously soccer, or for us it's football, isn't as big of a deal in the US, in the UK, and most of the world, to be honest. Football is obviously a huge deal. My brother actually plays American football for the Army. He's in America right now on exercise, and he went to New York recently to play, which is pretty cool, but I still don't really know anything about the NFL. Because as I said, I'm not really a sports kind of gal, but in the UK and across a lot of the World Cup is an absolutely massive deal. So for us to get this far through is really exciting. And as some of you know, Miles is a quarter Norwegian, and I mean, I'm a quarter Irish, but don't have any family over there, but Miles's granny was very Norwegian, and they've got a lot of Norwegian traditions. So we're playing Norway next, which is quite exciting. To be honest, if we go out to Norway, I'm not too worried. If there's anyone else on the side of TikTok that is just like Erling Haaland fan page, I sometimes get like what they call like thirst traps, and that's not really my TikTok's more laughing at silly stories or dogs. So then when I get like a man on there, I'm like, what? But Haaland is just all over my For You page at the minute because he's such a fun guy and so nice to everyone, which is one of my favourite genres of people. So I'm enjoying that, but I think a lot of people are on that side of TikTok and I guess Instagram, which very much makes me laugh. I think we're all rooting for Norway as it goes. Anyway, waffling about the football, my point was I'm very tired. It's the afternoon now. I did a bit of work this morning and then grabbed some lunch, and here I am trying to get my act together because I do feel much more productive when I have my hair done. I do think that it was worth waiting up for. It was an absolutely ridiculous game. I normally find football really boring, but this one was very entertaining. Right, we're here to talk about the house. I'm going to finish the utility room, or at least get one coat of paint, because I still haven't got a big mental block on that room, and I don't really know why. I think maybe it's because I'm just painting white paint on white walls in quite a small room, which is fiddly with stuff in the way and worktops and things, and it just gets a little bit boring. We have also had quite a lot of changes downstairs, which I'll clip in little clips as I'm editing this, where a lot of changes. I mean, Darren's just been back, our electrician, and he has added in the few plug sockets we need in the kitchen. So we finally are done with that, and he did an amazing job. I was really expecting it to be absolute complete chaos, because by the kettle we wanted another double socket, which if you're doing your kitchen up, just put in more plugs than you think you need. It's wild. When I did the electrical plan, I thought we had plenty, and then now we've added in 2 more. So he added one in by the kettle, which I've already filled, sanded and put back on, and painted and put back on. So you can't even really tell that it was added very recently. He literally cut it out almost perfectly. There was just a few chips in the plaster that I had to use a bit of filler on, and now it's all back on the wall looking stunning. And then on our island, for some reason, I decided to put the plug socket on the end where you walk into the kitchen. And we rarely sit there because it's kind of in the path of travel. We sit at the other end. And there was no plug down there, so he also added one in there underneath at the other end, which to be honest is probably a good thing to have both anyway. And then he's put the light switch on for the outside lights. That hasn't been there for a while. If there's anything you guys want to know about house-wise, then let me know. I'm happy to talk through what we've done and the realistic reality of living in a renovation is like, because it is a bit soul destroying sometimes. Oh, and I did find footage from when I painted the orange bathroom, so I might put some of that over me while I'm yapping away, because it's quite satisfying. I think I've done a good job in there. I'm happy with it. It looks really nice. I do need to do the tiling in there though, so any tips on how to tile? I think I'm not even going to cut the tiles, I don't think. I'm just going to have them overhang the sink. And cutting them, I feel like, will end up looking worse. Did I say it last week? I think I did. My milk frother broke, and I've tried a few things, and I think it's just the motor's gone. It's just one of those things. And I was about to go and buy a new one, because I tried one of those handheld frothers, and it's just, I don't know, not being able to heat it at the same time, just added another step, so I haven't been making matches at home, and I've been wanting to go out and buy them, and I'm like, well, if I keep doing this for a week or two, I'm going to be spending more than the milk frother would cost me, because I don't want to have them at home. And then Miles went, I want to buy a coffee machine, and I'm like, okay. We don't have very much money right now, but he's apparently wanted one for ages, and I was about to spend £100 on a new milk frother, so that works out. While we were in Italy, he was drinking a lot of macchiatos, which I don't think he's ever really had before. So that is basically, I think it's a double espresso and then double milk on top, so it's not very big. And actually, that's a job that he gave me, is to find some espresso or macchiato cups, which I've always looked at that are the cutest things in all the world, but we don't drink them, so what's the point of having them? They kind of look like just egg cups or whatever. But now he has macchiatos, we can get these mini cups. So if anyone has any recommendations of where I can get colourful, cool, nice, maybe handmade or something, macchiato cups, I'd be really appreciative of that, because I am very excited about the cutie little things. Oh my god, how many pieces of hair are curly? Another exciting thing is that the tomatoes have started growing. They're green at the minute. I'm not really sure when they're supposed to ripen. Miles is kind of looking after it. It's so cute watching him look after this plant. He loves it. But I'm trying to keep an eye on it as well. Apparently it's got yellow leaves again. And Miles's mum thinks it's because it needs repotting again, but it's in such a huge pot. If anyone's green fingered out there, can you please let me know? Oh, I haven't heard back from the fence man either, so I might give him a poke now. I'm going to finish off my hair and I'll come back once it's done. Oh, okay. That took longer than expected, but just like, I feel so much better when my hair's done. All right, I'm going to change into painting clothes now, so I was doing my hair. I'm going to paint the utility room, but there is method to my madness. I'm a mad procrastinator, and me sitting here is procrastinating more, so I'll get changed. Okay, let's go and do some painting then. Today I'm going to try and get 3 jobs done that I've been putting off. So number 1 is finishing off painting this utility, and by finishing I mean doing the first coat, because there's a few little spots around the room that I haven't done yet, so I want to get that done. I want to get the toilet roll holder on in the upstairs bedroom, and the final thing is we have a few plug sockets around the house that were dug out and not plastered in very well, so I've been filling them, but they've been hanging off for months now, and I'm just going to do another fill and hopefully get a bit closer to getting them back on the wall. So step number 1 is the utility painting. Let's get on with it. It's currently 3:22 in the afternoon. How much do you think we can get done in the next 2 hours? Oh, I don't know. I think we can do all of it. Let's do it. The problem with doing a utility room in bitty little sections like this is that you have to fill it back up with washing and other random crap that lives in here in the meantime, so everything takes longer because you have to empty it every time. No, I don't need to take the Hoover with me. Let's shove this mop in this hole. Don't know why there's an extension lead in here. Well, this is another good thing. So we got this as a hand-me-down, and it is the light that I've wanted forever. I can't remember what the design is called, but I'll put it up on the screen now. We decided against buying one for ourselves because they're about £800, £1,000 or something like that. But we're gonna get this put up in the dining room, and I'm so pleased. All right, so this is what we're dealing with. We have got that bit of wall. We've got all up in these corners here. So I need to get up on the ladder. There's our spider friend who was living over there, but he's not anymore. So I can now do that corner as well. Need to put that light back up. I've cut in around the rest of it, so it should not take me that long. It's exciting when you get a burst of motivation. It's been tricky for the last few weeks to have any motivation. I don't know if anyone can relate, but when life gets in the way, it's difficult, isn't it? Okay, where should I start? I actually don't need my stepladder right this second. I just need the roller. Okay, that's all done. What time is it? It is 10 to 4, so that's taking me what, like half an hour? So now I just need to wash these up. I don't know whether I will use up the rest of this paint. I can't really close it again. I don't know if there's anywhere else. Oh, there is a bit of a wall out there that I need to fix actually. So maybe we'll do that now before I wash up the brushes. So our electrician finally put these light switches on. It was just a blank panel before, and he's done a perfect job around here, and then he caught the wall with summing. So I'm just gonna sand that down and paint it. Question is, where's my sander? Flaking off a bit, which we don't want. Hang on. Okay, I've got my 400 grit paper. Hopefully, I might need to do some filling first. Yeah, I think that's a filling jobby, not a painting jobby right now. All right, so we got the fine surface filler from Topiary, which I do really like, or Topiary, I don't know what it actually is, but I don't know if you can see that it's very gloopy. So for finishing touches like this, it's perfect because you only need a really light layer to cover up. So I'll leave that till tomorrow, sand it back, and then paint over it. Is there any other filling? Yes, that was the second job. All right, I'll come back to this once I've washed up the brushes. This stuff is great. I'd highly recommend if you have any issues with your menstrual health. It tastes great, and I think it's worked without giving away too much. All right, little interlude, but now let's go and work this stuff out. We have this one, and the reason it's so bad is because I messed up and didn't put a light switch on this side for the kitchen and for the hallway. So this is upstairs and down here. And then by the front door we have this one, which, as you can see, I filled it quite a lot before. There's still quite a big gap at the top there. It needs quite a lot of sanding. And then upstairs, we've got one hanging off up here as well, which is not the vibe. These are quite simple things to fix. So here, I've got the same issue on this side. And hopefully tomorrow I can get these back on. Done the filling. Hasn't gone as perfectly as I expected, hoped, because all of them had like gravity not on my side. So like when I did it last time, the filler fell. I don't think this is necessarily the best way to do it. In our old flat, I did have this pot of like big hole filler because our walls were just so crumbly, and every time I tried to put anything up on the wall, it would just fall apart. So we had to fill a lot of holes. That was brilliant because it was like gritty, whereas all this stuff is like finishing compound really. But I think it's getting there. This one is looking better than it was before. Obviously I'll need to sand it, but like, see, now I think we're nearly there. That side might need a little bit more once we get there, but as I said, gravity is not on my side. So just need to wait for that to dry, and we'll do that tomorrow. So I'm just gonna take this stuff back downstairs and then grab the drill so that I can put our toilet roll holder up, because it's something that's really annoying in our ensuite that we do not have it up, and it has been sat just here for ages. I know there's nothing behind this wall in terms of pipe work, but it's always worth checking before you do anything. I've also tied my hair up, and I've got safety goggles on my head because this is a power tool. Why can't I get into this tiny little paper thing? It's always the stupid things that end up getting you. Okay, that wasn't too bad. And now we have a toilet roll holder. It's now 5 o'clock, so I've done all of that stuff in under 2 hours, painted the utility, filled those holes, which took way longer than I thought it would, put this up, all within an hour and 38 minutes, because it is exactly 5 o'clock right now. I'm pretty proud of that. This is a sign to get on with what you've been procrastinating, especially if it's a small job. Really easy, I'm here all on my own and I managed to do it without much effort. Aha! So our lovely friend Jack went and picked up our mantelpiece. Oh, it does come with the base. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. So this is for our bedroom and that could be perfect. I didn't know what I was going to do for the hearth. I was just going to get a bit of, I don't know, tile made or marble or something. I'm just going to go open up the back door and get it inside. Annoyingly, it only just didn't fit in our car. So our lovely friend Jack, who has a van, picked it up. Luckily, it was only like round the corner from him. But very, very grateful all the same. So I got this for free off of Marketplace, which is amazing. I didn't realise it came with the hearth, which clearly they've made themselves, but this is going to be perfect either for our bedroom, which is where this is going to go, or for the other room, because at the minute we've got a hole where Darren has drilled down to put an outside light in through the old fireplace in the second bedroom, which I tried to get self-leveled and stuff before the carpet came in. I didn't make it in time, so it's just this like board over nothing. But this is like stood up on its own, so I think that could be perfect. Or I could make the same thing again. It's a brilliant idea. Something simple, could always tile it as well. I don't know, very exciting. But this is great. It's solid wood as well, not MDF. This is MDF, but this is solid, so that's nice. These are like £200 normally if you bought a new one. And it was free on our Facebook Marketplace. All right, time to get it upstairs. Miles is now back, so he can give me a hand.
Being dragged off the sofa.
Can't believe we got this for free. How exciting. Go on then.
Needs a bit of cutting, but it's...
It does, but it looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to work in here necessarily. I just want to see what it looked like. But that gas pipe's in the way.
This gas thing is going to ruin it.
Yeah. But that's okay, I kind of wanted something different here anyway. I was going to get someone around to like template it, and then we have like a bit of marble, but no, only like sort of a little bit out.
Yeah.
We can also just cut that gas pipe. There's no gas in here anymore, is there?
You can cut it. But there's a hole in the carpet.
I know. Oh well, we can get something built around it.
When the carpet men come back, you just cut off a piece of this and stick it in the hole.
Yeah.
No. Except us.
But I think that looks so much better. It looks like it was always there. I actually quite like it in white, I'm not going to lie.
Like it what?
I quite like it in white.
Yeah.
Maybe paint it like off-white, so it's not, because this is like brilliant white, but I don't think it looks bad.
No.
Bit of something different. And it fits perfectly. Should we put this one next door and see if it fits?
Yeah.
So we've got this chest of drawers in the way, so let's move this first. This is what I was talking about with the board in the way. Feels a bit pointless, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it is more sturdy. But that was also working quite well.
Yeah.
Sack that off and we'll put it back. Goodbye. Okay. And it's back to how it was. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end the vlog there. So, like, comment, subscribe.
Ding the bell.
And we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.